Morning, how are you feeling this morning? It's a little bit of a grey day, so hopefully we can get those endorphins racing with a really good circuit this morning. Have some water on hand before you attempt this workout. Please do not do it if you're feeling unwell or if you have any injuries at all. We're going to do 8 exercises in rotation, 24 rounds in total. There'll be a short break of 20 seconds in between each round, and I'll tell you what's coming up next as we go along. I think we'll start off this morning with a little bit of stretching. It does tend to be that you're at your least flexible first thing in the morning, so rather than go straight into it with a cardio warm-up, I think we'll do a little bit of stretching. We're going to start on all fours. We're going to do some glute kickbacks. You're going to bring your knee into your chest, take your heel all the way towards your bottom, stretch that glute out. We're going to do 6 on each side. Keep your breathing nice and steady. This should be really relaxing. That's 3, 4. Good morning if you're just joining us. 5. 1 more. And that's 6. Let's swap sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, really stretch that leg back. 5, and that's 6. Okay, we're going to stand up, hold on to something. You're going to take your knee up, out to the side without rotating your hips. So you want your hips facing forwards, tip back and kick all the way back. Up, out, tip, all the way back. Open up those hips. Squeeze that core. Okay, we're going to change sides. Make sure we've got space. Knee up, out to the side, and kick all the way back. Really good one coming up. We're going to do some wall angels, which if you sit at a desk all day, you suffer from really tight shoulders or they tend to roll forward, you've got slightly kyphotic posture, this is a good one for you. Going to come up against the wall, hands against the wall, and you're just going to take them all the way up, keeping that contact with the wall and back down. Draw those shoulders all the way back. Well, I'm already starting to feel a lot less stiff than I did at the start of this workout, so that is a result. 2 more. Keep that contact with the wall. Okay, a little bit looser. Right, we're going to start with a jog on the spot. Nothing too strenuous. To kick those heels back. How are we all doing this morning? Feeling okay? I'm starting to feel a bit better now. I was feeling a bit dreary when I woke up this morning. As soon as I start exercising, get those endorphins going, I feel better. What have you got to look forward to today? Set yourself up right. Here we go. We're going to go into air squats in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Drive those heels through the floor, keep that head up and chest up, core tight. Almost there. And we're going to go into shoulder taps. In 3, 2, 1, down we go. Squeeze that core. Tap. Keep it tight, keep it going. We're going to come up into a standing position in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Right, down into a squat. Elbows on the inside of your knees. We're going to just gently push out. Open up those hips. Back up slowly into a standing position. Last drop. Should be feeling nice and warm now. Good work, guys. Keep it going. Kick those heels back. I'm going to go back into those air squats. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good work. Last one. Gonna reach all the way over. Keep those legs nice and stiff. Fantastic job. Okay, hopefully nice and warm. Grab some water. I'm gonna start the clock. We're gonna have a 10-second intro. And we're gonna start with a reverse lunge. Here we go. So, clock started. Grab yourself a weight, whatever you're using, and a reverse lunge. 2, 1. Here we go. I'm going to alternate my legs. Core tight, chest up, squeeze. Keep it nice and dynamic. You're working hard. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds rest. Two, one, and shake it off. Okay, want to make it a bit harder? You can add a pulse, or you can put the time under tension and count on the way down, whatever you prefer. I'm going to add a pulse to this one. Nice deep breath. Are we ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. Doing really, really well. Well, this has woken me up. Got one more set of this exercise. And rest. Well done. Don't worry if you don't have any weights, you can do this body weight only. The reverse lunge is a superb exercise with or without the weights, and especially if you're adding the pulse, you really don't need to worry too much whether you've got one or not. Okay, last set. Here we go. I'm just going to alternate on this one. Keep it going, guys. You're working really hard. We're going to move to arms and upper body. We are going to do, more specifically, we're going to work your shoulders. We're going to do an overhead press. don't have any weights, any tins or any bottles, swap it for a press up, okay? Right. So we're going to turn those tunes up a little bit. Two weights. Gonna hold them here. 2, 1. Here we go. Up. Down with control. Tight core. Squeeze those abs. If you're looking to make a change to your body composition and you want real definition and shape, it's not the amount that you're lifting in terms of the weight, it's the consistency. If you're training 4 or 5 times a week, every week without fail, that's what's going to get you the results. It's not whether you're going into the gym lifting 40 kilos above your head. You've just got to be consistent. Your body will adapt. Yes, you need progressive overload. You need to make it harder. You've got to keep your body guessing. But we can do that in so many different ways. All movement is good movement, whether that's skipping, walking, hiking, biking, whatever, it doesn't matter. Somebody once said to me, fairly recently actually, you're so lucky that you love exercising. And my response to that was, everybody loves exercising. You just have to find what works for you. If weights is not for you, try something else. It was, for me, I fell in love with weights. And I can actually imagine a life without them. But I know for some people they find it boring. I like to zone out. It's my me time. Here we go. Are we ready? Last set. Keep that core tight. Up, nice and explosive. Down with control. Almost there, guys. Keep working. 2, 1. Woo. Okay. Right. What round are we on? Okay, that's round 6. We are on round 7. So our next exercise is going to be thrusters. Now you can do this whatever you want to hold. I'm going to keep with these weights. I'm going to squat down, thrust up. Here we go. Are we ready? 1. Keep it dynamic. Full body on this one. Woo. Keep it going. Push through it. 1. Woo. Wow. Oh, grab some water. They are really, really tough depending on what you're using. I love a thruster. Right. Get your breath back. Are we ready for step 2? Here we go. Not much rest on this circuit. Down. Push up. If you want to come up with one of these at home, fancy giving it a go, the way I tend to do it is to do a leg exercise or a lower body exercise, followed by an upper body exercise, and then a full body. Then I'll do the same again, and then I will put a core exercise and a stamina exercise towards the end. So what you'll find is you'll cover every muscle group. 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Almost there. One more round of that one. And what have we got next? Stiff legs. Stiff leg deadlift, you remember it's the one where you have slight flexion at the knee, all the way over without bending your legs, coming straight back up. Okay, got one more thruster. Here we go. You're working so hard, keep it going. Two, one. Whew. Oh wow. Okay, it's getting hot in here now. Okay, so we're going to move on to those stiff legs. Keep your dumbbells or the weights you're using really close to those legs. Push those hips all the way back and all the way over. You're going to feel a really good stretch down those hammies and those calves. Push back. Keep it close. Keep your head up. Roll them down. If you've got really tight calves and hamstrings, you might find it's quite hard to go all the way over.
3, 2, 1.
Well done, good job. Okay, 2 more rounds of those. Superb exercise, the stiff leg deadlift. Really complements the deadlift as well. It's going to stretch out those hamstrings, those calves. Don't worry if you find that you're not getting a flat back when you go over. You don't want your shoulders to round, you've got to keep that up.
2, 1.
Here we go, are we ready? Squeeze that core nice and tight, hips back. Slight flexion at the knee, no more than that, all the way over. There we go, hand up. You can see the stretch down the back of my legs. After this one, we're going to move on to a renegade row. Anyone can do. Don't need to have any particular weights at home. You can easily do the renegade row with a couple of tins.
1.
And rest, good. Okay, we've got one more round of the stiff leg and we'll move on to the renegade row. So just to remind you, that's that one where you're drawing it back, squeeze that core nice and tight. Let's not peak too soon. Last round, are we ready? Here we go.
1.
Dumbbells close, push back. And up. I've lost my music, keep going guys. There we go. All the way back with those hips. Keep them nice and close. Good. Exhale as you come down. Core tight. 2, 1. And rest. Fantastic. Okay, so we're moving on to that renegade row. Get yourself into a comfy position. If you find this really, really hard, you can do it on your knees. Just make sure that you're getting a really good row back. Keep those elbows tucked in. Row that arm. Are we ready? 1, 2. Not too fast, because this, in a similar way to the shoulder tap, I find a lot of my clients perform this at high speed because they want to get it over with. And I always say to them, slow it down. Let's see those muscles work. You want to be pushing through those last few reps. That's what really will get you the result. If you're doing 8 reps of an exercise, and all 8 of them are super easy. You really need to consider upping your repetitions, or if you're able to, increasing your weight. You want to be able to find those last few reps of an exercise a struggle. Okay, take a breather. Nice deep breath. We're going to keep that core tight. We're going to keep that sort of plank position, bottom nice and low. Squeeze back. Are we ready? Here we go. Now we're working. Squeeze that core. Almost there. Control is everything.
3, 2, 1.
And we're resting. And onto your knees. You may have realised that you need a fairly steady surface to do this. So also, if you want to make it really hard, you've got a couple of kettlebells, try it with a kettlebell. But I urge caution on the kettlebell because it's really easy to knock them sideways as you're like lifting them up. It makes it so much harder, or at least I find it harder anyway. Okay, here we go. Last round. 1. Almost there, guys. You're working really hard. Feel that core. Woo. Okay, so we're going to do a kettlebell swing. If you don't have a kettlebell but you do have a dumbbell, just hold the top of it. It's called a Russian swing. You can do it that way. I am going to use a kettlebell. Whew. Right. Just excuse me for a second. Seem to have developed a bit of a sniffle this morning. There we go. Really use those hips, nice and dynamic. Drive all the way through. Good. You should have a nice loose grip on the top of your kettlebell when you do this. Obviously, if you're using a dumbbell, then don't worry about it. But I've seen people in my boot camp classes, my circuit classes, looking like they're about to dislocate their shoulders doing this exercise. You should really be using your hips to thrust through. Really dynamic. Because I'm using a fairly light kettlebell for this, I'm going to do the next one with one arm, okay? Obviously you want to make sure that if you're doing a unilateral exercise, you're going to do both sides equally. So do one round, both arms, then one with my right, one with my left. You don't want any imbalances. Okay, here we go. Good. Core tight, squeeze. Round 17. You're doing really well. 24 rounds in total. Keep pushing through with those hips. And we're resting. Okay, I'm going to switch to my left arm. Most people find that they've got one side that's kind of dominant, stronger than the other, which is why the unilateral exercises are so good, because they help us to address those muscular imbalances.
3, 2,
Okay, we're ready? Here we go. Really push through. Drive through with those hips. Loose grip. I've noticed that quite a few of the sort of You know, cheaper grocery stores that sell lots of DIY products have started to stock fitness gear. I cannot guarantee that it will be there when you go, but I've noticed things like 4-kilo kettlebells, water bottles that are shaped like dumbbells that you can fill up, which I think is a brilliant idea for someone who, the price of dumbbells at the moment is astronomical, so if you've not got any, I think it's a brilliant idea. There's something like $3.99. You can fill them with water, and if you want to do something like a renegade row, they'd be ideal because they've got screw caps. Okay, next exercise we are going to do after this one now is a hip thrust, and I've just lost my place, haven't I, because I've been talking. We are going to use a bench for this one. I'll have to work through my break. I'm going to come up, I'm going to use my kettlebell, I'm going to have my heels on the floor, put myself in position, and then I'm just going to thrust upwards like so, okay? Squeeze those glutes. Foot position is everything here because you are going to feel it more in your hamstrings if your feet aren't close enough to your bottom, okay? So just experiment a little bit with your foot position. I'll roll myself over in a very dignified way. Okay, so you're going to be resting on the upper part of your back, not on the middle of your back. You can have your feet firmly planted on the floor, and as I say, where you feel this is determined by that foot position. Here we go. 1. You do it from the floor if you don't have a bench. More like a glute bridge. Should have given you a heads up on that one, I'm sorry guys. Okay, just so you know what we've got coming up, we're going to do a bit of core next, so you're just going to need your bicycle legs at the ready and a mat. 1, so we've got one more round of the hip thrust. Don't worry if you're doing the glute bridge from the floor, that's absolutely fine. Okay, and then we're going to do some core before we finish. All right, what round are we on? One more round, round 20 this one. Are we ready? I'm going to keep myself in position this time, so I'm actually doing some work. Here we go. Really squeeze those glutes. Are we ready? Up. Squeeze. Fantastic. You're working so hard this morning. What a great way to start the day. Always puts me in a good mood. Squeeze and back down. Well done, smashed it. Okay, right, don't need any weights. I'm going to move the bench so I can use the mat. So the first one that we're going to do is a bicycle legs.
3, 2, 1.
So you just lie flat on your back. And you're just going to keep that core nice and tight. Keep those legs going, really stretch out. Squeeze that core. Give yourself plenty of space. Feel those abs. Almost there. 40 seconds of this one. Keep those abs tight. I think my computer's gone to sleep. I've lost my tunes. Keep it going. Squeeze, 2, 1, and okay, we're going to do a bicycle crunch for the next one, which is the one where you're lying on your back, you've got your knees at right angles, you're going to bring one elbow in, then the other one, okay? So we're going to stay in this position. I'm just going to move my angle slightly so you can see me better. Like this. Here we go. Lean in, squeeze. Almost there. Whoa, feel those abs. last one in this set of exercises for core. We're going to do a diagonal pass over. So just grab your weight. You're going to bring one knee up. You're going to twist your torso from side to side like that. Up and back down. And then halfway through, we're going to switch sides. Are we ready? Here we go. Really good if you've got a medicine ball at home. This is a super exercise. Feel that trunk working. Keep yourself facing forward. Your oblique muscles are really working hard. One more on this side. And switch sides. You're looking good, guys. All the way up, drive up. Keep that core tight. Almost there. This is round 24. Can you believe it? 24 rounds you've got through. 8 o'clock in the morning. What a great way to start the day. And we are resting. Well done, guys. You've worked really, really hard. Wow. Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm warm. Let's stretch off. Let's make sure that we give ourselves the least possible chance of any delayed onset muscle soreness. Okay, we're going to start with our quads this morning. Just bring your heel into your bottom. You'll get a deeper quad stretch if you lie on your front with your hand out. Smashed it, Anita, well done. Okay, we're just gonna hold it there. Get your breath back. Bit of recovery time now. Swap legs, make sure you do both sides. Really impressed this morning. Made the effort to do that. What a great way to start the day. It's put me in a much better mood. I was feeling a bit miserable this morning. The weather was rubbish. Got another day of homeschooling to look forward to. Okay, we're going to take one leg out to the side, stretch out the inner part of that thigh. Just walk yourself forward, deepen the stretch. Feel it on the inside of your thigh and then walk yourself gently back up. Rotate your head. And the other way. Okay, let's swap sides. Walk yourself forward. Your breathing should be returning to normal now. Relax a little bit into that stretch. Walk yourself back up. If you've got a bit more time, feel free to do some pigeon stretches. Really good one for stretching out those hip flexors. Just going to hold our palm on our back, gently push down on your elbows, stretch off those triceps. And switch sides. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure. Got a really good one for you tomorrow morning. I'm going to do an entire workout with just resistance bands, glute bands, long bands, all different types, just to show you what you can achieve at home. Really, really good workout. So join me for that. It's going to be 8 till 9 tomorrow. Drink plenty of water today. Get some exercise, just gentle recovery. Have a little walk, get some fresh air if you're able to. Otherwise, hopefully I will see you tomorrow. And thank you so much for joining me. Lots of love.